Hello. And welcome to the first ever episode of Please Stop Putting Dwayne Johnson in the Jungle or otherwise dangerous scenarios. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of him. I'm sure he's a nice man, and I have heard he's donated to many a charity, but I don't care. I'm tired of... Stop putting him in tight white shirts. I'm very tired of his tight white shirts.
It makes us feel bad
about our bodies.
Literally.
Also, I'm balding, and I know he looks better than me bald, and I don't want that on my conscience. Yeah. Please stop. He's a nice man. I follow him on Instagram, but other than that, stop. We watched Jumanji.
That's the opening there. It's a minute 30 of a rant of you about like the body confidence of Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Yeah. Dwayne's.
Go follow Cam on Twitter.
That's good stuff. Links in the description, in the bio.
So we watched the new Jumanji film, hoping that we both would dislike it and we'd have something to talk about during this episode. But we both kind of enjoyed it, and now we don't really have a lot to talk about.
We can discuss it we both did film studies. We can discuss it in a analytic manner.
Oh, we actually have a takeaway this time. I got a big ass pizza.
Timekeeping was still a bit shit, to be honest, on my part. But we're getting better. Also,
more streamlined.
Nice little lighting setup done by our kid himself.
Looks, you can see my green shadows and stuff.
Green Shadows would be another name for a band.
Green Shadows sounds like...
Call back to the first episode. You haven't watched that, because I know a lot of you haven't. Yeah.
I'm looking at you bitch.
You, currently eating food, sat there on your bed. I know you're doing it. Now you're feeling a bit weird. Do they know? Probably.
Hope your mum knocks.
Oh.
So, Jumanji.
Jumanji is a film.
So, if you don't know, it's a sequel to the first one, in which they go into a video game and they become the avatars that they selected.
Yes.
And then
we have Alex Wolff. No, we have Dwayne Johnson playing Alex Wolff playing Bravestone. I don't remember the film. We watched it literally 2 minutes ago.
So there's Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Karen Gillan, Jack Black, and the other one,
Kevin Hart.
And Kevin Hart. Who, I'm not a fan of, but whoever else
I'm sure he's a great person and has donated to many charities, I have been told.
I follow him on Instagram.
He just plays the same character.
Yeah. I know. I feel like in this one he acted a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll give him that. Because I'm in a position to give him that.
Yeah.
I'm sure this small podcast will get about 40 views.
Kevin,
will definitely take a shot right to his gut, and he'll be sat there in his mansion with his millions crying.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe he was the one on his bed eating.
Maybe.
Oof. What I liked about this film, to begin with, from the get-go, was that unlike the new Ghostbusters film, it wasn't a reboot.
No, they reimagined it. They did change it up, which...
So it was very nice to see a modernised version of a classic film that didn't negate or like completely destroy the... Took that like a pro.
I feel like we might have to rethink the structure of this podcast.
No, we've thought this through well. But what I was saying was, I like the idea. Well, I like that they didn't get rid of the rest of the universe that they'd already created. That had hundreds of millions of fans already, and didn't just shit on their childhood, which I was a massive fan of. There was nice references as well, but they didn't lean on them, and wasn't very heavy-handed when they did. It was just sort of little, like, there's a bit where they're in a hut that's old, and it's like, it was actually built by Robin Williams' characters in
Alan Parrish.
Alan Parrish in the original film, and it was just sort of a nice little, here you go, remember that one? Rather than like completely leaning on it, which was I was very pleased.
Yeah, the premise of this one, they took on an aspect of the original one. So the original, the game came to life, but Alan Parrish was sucked into the game for like 26 years or something. I can't remember now. And
we just sort of see the flip side of the coin.
Really. Yeah, exactly. And we see what happens when you get sucked into the game. Only when he got sucked into the game wouldn't continue because nobody was playing.
Which we sort of do get in this one as well.
I guess so, yeah. There is a character
Nick Jonas' character who's called Seaplane or some shit.
Yeah, the pilot called Seaplane. Admittedly not a very creative
character.
There's
not a single C in the film either, so...
But at the same time, it's supposed to be a video game. Video games do have very kind of literal names to people, especially a game like that.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like the 90s game.
I do also like the game aspect. Like, the actual game, Jumanji itself, reimagining itself to sort of fit a more modern thing, because not a lot of people do play board games. Like, I mean, the first scene's set in the 90s.
Yeah, it's set in 96.
Yeah. So that was really nice, sort of way of adapting it to a more modern audience without. This is what I mean. Like they weren't like, oh, it was never a board game. It was always a video game. Like showing it, the game being like, oh, okay, I need to be smart about this. Like, to trap kids.
As a video game, it does have very kind of evil connotations.
Do you reckon what's a metaphor?
For what?
Video games. Like, they're like, oh, they trap kids.
Some biting social commentary.
Yeah.
I don't think it was, though, because I feel like video games nowadays are very kind of accepted by just about everyone, you know?
Except old people.
Yeah, dying kids on the video blames.
And they'll cut that hair. You hippie. I've never had that shot at me. Never. I'm just doing my weekly shop.
Cut your
Cut your hair. You look like a hippie.
I'm like, son off.
Aesthetic,
artist.
Chill out.
I'm indie. The narrative of the film actually was very well paced.
Yeah.
Like, incredibly well paced.
Yep.
And also, they didn't do that fucking annoying thing where, like, you can feel it going from equilibrium to disruption. Like, you don't get that point where it's like, oh, this is where it's going bad. Like,
you do.
Well, you do, but it's like,
into the game.
It's well paced as in there's a build up towards it. It's not like everything's fine, everything's bad. Everything's okay.
It's not like, they all get put into detention, which again is bad, and so it's leading up, and then it's not like they just, you have no backstory to any characters. They just get chucked into the video game, and then they're there, you know, because they want to get Dwayne The Rock Johnson on screen for as long as possible.
Because that's going to be real annoying, but I feel like me gulping down the mic was probably...
No, yeah, as you were saying, it was very well paced.
Nothing weird happened just then.
No. But yeah, it I know what you mean. It very much kind of leads up to it, and you can definitely see the three acts if you were to pinpoint it, but it does kind of lead into one another quite easily.
But then also the act thing you were saying about it feels like a bunch of different sketches, that really works for the film because you could sort of, like, it
feels like scenes that build on a story, and then there's a few scenes that drive the plot, and then the plot is quite short, but the scenes flesh out the story, which is quite good. But it's things like that it doesn't always work, because it just kind of feels like you just kind of pad out a story with like boring runtime, but like
it works. It built the characters and everything. Like,
it built the characters.
It wasn't just stupid. There's a joke.
Yeah.
And like carried on. Like the characters, like it worked with everything they did. I'm gonna burp. But it worked with everything they did. So like, there wasn't a moment where it's like that was so out of character. You could tell they just needed to shoehorn joke in.
Yeah.
Like I was very happy with the way it all sort of Like the one that I think we pointed out was there's a bit where Jack Black, who is a woman trapped in a middle-aged man's body, is teaching Karen Gillan how to flirt, and it was very funny watching him teach. I was like
watching Jack Black,
a
fairly well-established actor,
Mm.
teaching Karen Gillan, another well-established actor.
Is it Gillan or Gillan?
I have no idea.
Good Gillan.
While he is portraying a teenage girl trapped in his body.
Mm. And it.
I feel like that was the only reason he took the job, honestly. I feel like if they went, his agent approached him and went, Jack, we got you in the new Jumanji movie. It's like, oh, great, that's cool. Who am I playing? You're playing this guy called Professor, forget his name.
Shelley.
And Shelley.
Yeah, because it's Sheldon, and that's why she was like, oh, it's Shelley, I'll go for her. She's probably a smoke show.
Oh, yeah, because it was...
Not saying that Jack Black's not a smoke show.
Should we talk about the acting?
Yes. Right.
There was.
It existed in this film. Kevin Hart still played Kevin Hart because I guess that's his comedic style. It's in everything he does. There were more bits where you got to delve into his character, and he showed more range for what he has. I was pleased with what more they gave us than I normally see from Kevin Hart's acting.
Yeah. They can hear that.
It's like ASMR.
We are not... Like, the point of us watching Jumanji was that we could stick to a topic and we wouldn't ramble like in the last episode. We could be a bit more streamlined, but we will still go from fucking tangents and talk about random nonsense.
But I feel like that gives us a sort of...
edge. We're the edgy boys.
Yes, we are the edgy boys. No. Yeah, so I think the change they sort of gave Kevin Hart more to do, which I was very happy with. Dwayne Johnson still played Dwayne Johnson in a jungle film.
Yeah, he played an action hero, which is all he
I guess what you'd also expect from like Sylvester Stallone back when he was like big, but like at the same time, like give him something more to do. But either way, he was very good in his comedic bits, which he's sort of doing more of now, rather than just doing like Fast and Furious films over and over again. Not seen a single one of them still, but
no, me neither. So French to get me to watch one, and I fell asleep because he's really into cars, and I guess for people who like cars, they're quite fun because it's people doing actiony stuff in cars. But if you don't like cars, then why would you watch a Fast and Furious film? Yeah. Which has you can't hear. You can't.
Sylvester Stallone. Which Rocky is it? There's a Rocky where he does a motivational speech, but the entire thing sounds like.
I'm pretty sure it's Rocky 4. When he's giving his speech to,
you gotta give them. The guy's like, yeah, man, you're right. But like,
in
real life, you were like, you need a fucking lozenge. Wait. No, okay. Karen Gillan. I haven't seen much of a stuff other than Doctor Who.
and Stewards of the Solar System.
Oh, Stewards of the Solar System. She's also in that. Actually, yeah. So she does have range then, because this was quite comedic. And then who was the other one?
Jack Black.
Jack Black. Jack Black played Jack Black, which I was fine with because I love him. And you don't see him in much anymore. Actually, no, he didn't play Jack Black. He played Jack Black if he were incredibly camp. And I was
very okay with it.
Oh yeah, I was very pleased. I had a good time throughout.
There was quite a funny scene where Kevin Hart, Jack Black, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, because Jack Black is a woman trapped in the body, he has to take a piss and because he's got a dick, he doesn't know how to do it, so he has to ask the others.
Here's
how
the thing.
to.
I was fully expecting it to be like a quick, here you go. And he's like, oh. And it's just a little funny, but it's a scene. It is a, like...
It's like 2 minutes.
I'd say it was longer, and it was sort of that thing where, like, it was funny, and then you're like, oh, this is dragging. But then because they even, like, dragged it out even more, you're like, it's funny again. And then there was another one as well, where he had to...
This has to end now.
By the way, spoilers for this film, in case we neglected to
I
mention
know,
that already.
18 minutes in, I don't think they're that bothered.
I like the idea that someone got this far in, at all. But someone got this far in and was like, shit!
Spoilers!
Spoil! Dwayne Johnson's in it! Oh, no! No, but there's another scene where Nick Jonas' character is about to, like, be dead, like, completely. And Jack Black gives him the kiss of life. And then stands up, and you don't get to see it, but Kevin Hart's like, oh, we've got a situation here, and then Jack Black looks down, and the implication being he has a rock on, which is fucking brilliant, and I found it so funny. Funnier than I should have done for a child of my age.
The line where he looks down and goes, whoa, these things are amazing or something.
Yeah, which is contrary to what it actually is when that happens. And you're like, go down, go down, go down, go down, go down, go down.
I don't know who you're talking to, but either way, it's probably going to help.
The annoying thing is, the plan was to watch this film and then rag on it for an hour. Because we fully expected it to be
And roast the jokes down.
not good.
You know.
I did as well, which is kind of saying I can't use them. The film's genuinely good. Like, maybe as a continuation of Jumanji, some people would be annoyed that it's not like
it's
Jumanji.
not as good as the first
and also
one.
that it even existed in the first place, if they're that diehard a fan. But as a film, and as like an adventure, like, action
it's a fun
and
little
comedy,
film.
like, it's
And
good.
I enjoyed watching it. I genuinely went into it thinking this might be 2 hours of my life that I've wasted.
Yeah.
But instead
Looking
of
at you,
like,
Suicide Squad. Another callback to the first episode. Please watch it.
So we went into it, and you asked me like, oh, what's your like preliminary like rating out of 10? What do you think going into it? And I said 4.
And I said 5.
You said 5. But afterwards, I genuinely think that's like a 7.
Yeah.
Like
It's good.
It
stands up, and it would stand up on its own. Like, if this came out now...
If it didn't have the Jumanji title...
Yeah, it wouldn't have done as well, bearing in mind.
Yeah, no, because people go there thinking it's going to be a Jumanji film. But it has all the aspects of a Jumanji film now. You know, it's got the kid who gets trapped in before them, who knows better, so has to lead them through the game. It's got a pissing scene.
Kirsten Dunst, who's there.
Kirsten Dunst in one of her first
She's
ever
not.
roles.
Why wasn't she in it? That would have been an interesting cameo. Kirsten Dunst, just there.
Maybe.
She's completely out of character.
If
She is playing
just, like,
Kirsten Dunst.
one of
She
her
just
roles.
goes, Spider-Man 3 was a bit of a letdown. And that's it.
I really want there to be some sort of crossover like that in one of the new Marvel films where Kirsten Dunst just turns up and she's just there and she watched Spider-Man goes past and just, I don't know, she's just there and maybe she says something like, oh, that reminds me of my first boyfriend or something, you know.
Or she's like, wow, Spider-Man's great, isn't he? And then turns and the camera pans and Tobey Maguire's sat on the other side of the table and he's like, he's pretty good, yeah. Tears in his eyes. Yeah, it's a good film. You can sit down with the family, have a romp of a time. Kids will enjoy it. They'd enjoy it anyway, to be fair, though, because...
Fucking kids enjoy anything.
Kids
Kids enjoy Jake
dumb.
Paul.
There we go. We got the tag in now. We
Oh,
can use
fuck,
Jake
we
Paul
can
in the
actually
tags
use
because
Jake
we've
Paul in the
mentioned him
tag.
once. Twice.
Should we just rag on Jake
It's like
Paul?
Beetlejuice. Jake Paul. No. That's unfortunate.
Hey, what's up?
What's on YouTube? I just wanted some more YouTube. I don't like
shit,
that.
that peaked
Has he
that
done
far.
anything? Oh, fine, brother. Has he done anything dumb recently? Jake Paul?
He always does.
Logan
dumb
Paul
stuff.
released a video, didn't he? And everyone was like,
What?
stop.
please stop making fun. Yeah, I mean, there was the whole dumb thing about the suicide thing, and then he released his, like, I'm coming back video, which was him rising from the dead, which everyone was like, it's a bit distasteful.
Also,
why couldn't you just make a...
He was fully being like, look at me, I'm like Jesus. Because it was like him coming out of a cave.
I blame the parents.
Yeah, apparently his dad's a bit of a cock.
Yeah.
You heard me, Logan Paul. Fuck fighting KSI. Square up, motherfucker.
Oh my god, I really want to see that fight.
See these spaghetti arms? I'll kill you. Like a daddy long legs.
He'd whack you on the noodle leg. No, I really want to see that fight. It's because
because the annoying thing is,
like,
I feel like Logan Paul would win.
No, but like
and then
in the
never.
In the Tiny Meat Gang podcast I was listening to, they were talking about it, and I was like, they made a good point, which was that KSI is also really fucking annoying. So either way, you're watching someone you don't like get beat the shit out of.
Yes.
Technically both at the same time.
You know what would be great? You know that scene in Step Brothers where they're having the fight in the garden and they both hit each other in the head at the same time and get knocked the fuck out?
What, you mean like a Rocky 3 freeze frame?
Yeah, just like
It's just...
ching! And like, they knock each other out, and then while they're out and down, like, the crowd runs in and just like American History X style stamps their heads. And that'd be 2 curses from this world gone.
Whew. I don't call them curses. They're still people, you know.
I don't know.
People forget that.
They're not, though. They're 24-hour just online. Like, they upload... Everything they do is to...
at the same time,
heighten their...
They don't have anybody... Logan Paul, at the very least, has his whole crew of people, one of which holds the camera, somebody else edits it,
Yeah,
someone else might even upload it, and then he has other people. All he has to do is sit in front of a camera
wearing a dumb fucking alien hat.
And, you know, and just sit there and talk for, like, 20 minutes and just do his day, you know.
He's actually an idiot.
Oh, it feels like a weird...
That'll be really jarring.
Like, smash cut there.
Logan Paul's a bit of a twat. Jungle movie. I'm not even looking at the camera.
I'd have to look at the camera.
I like it though. It's like making eye contact. Oh. Alright, Gavin. There's no one called Gavin watching. I guarantee it. But if they are, I'll see you.
I'll see you too, man.
What's up?
Okay.
I'm getting a head shake.
Joe Jonas was in the film.
Yes. No, stop! It was Nick.
Nick Jonas was in the film, which...
Joe's too busy eating cake by the ocean.
Yeah, just... I don't know.
And then
He's
Kevin
doing stuff
Jonas
with
is
his
doing
wife.
contracting or something. No, he was in an episode of Home Improvements, and then he also like followed and liked a bunch of Donald Trump's tweets and stuff. I think so. People weren't too chuffed with that.
I genuinely did not know who Kevin Jonas was.
But you know what? All
set,
that matters is Burning Up by the Jonas Brothers is a banger, and that's all I've learned in all of my years of life.
Do you reckon when Nick Jonas got on set and he saw Kevin Hart, he was like, "Hey, I had a brother called Kevin once," and he just like looked at the camera and was just like, "I had a brother
once."
What?
I think the other 2 Jonas Brothers teamed up and ate him to collect his power. So now, like,
I mean, they're both slightly more, but like Kevin was always
the fun one.
Nobody knew who the fuck Kevin was.
No,
It's
everyone
like-
knew
it's
who
like
Kevin
the
was.
third
He was like the Michelangelo.
He was
Not like the
Michelangelo.
famous artist. I mean the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Well, you mean like after Raphael and Donatello, it was Michelangelo.
No, I think no one's favorite, like the least amount of people's favorite, would be Raph.
No, Raphael was like the leader.
No, Leonardo's leader. Donatello does machines, which is a strange thing to literally. That's in the lyrics. Donatello does machines.
Yeah.
Which is I don't want a
Raphael's
giant
the
turtle
leader. I can't even remember. Leonardo, right?
Leonardo's the leader.
Leonardo's
Raph's the angry brother who is just sort of,
they're always like fighting for
leadership,
control,
and then fucking Ratman's like, Leonardo's the leader, he's the strong one, and blue's my favourite colour. And then Raph's like a pissy teenager.
He is, yeah.
He literally is like, what do you mean, Leonardo, you have to do it? It's
We
their
like
shit."
pizza. We live in sewer.
They must smell so bad.
It's in Jumanji.
But also, did I have a tail in it at any point?
No.
Or a tortoise?
They only... That's the thing with Jumanji.
Also, sorry, gotta go back to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If that were the case, they'd be underwater. So it should be Teenage Mutant Ninja Tortoises. Tortoises. It doesn't roll off the tongue as well, but it's factually accurate. It still fits though. Yes, but you were about to say something probably.
Yeah, well, the thing is with Jumanji is it's supposed to be like a dangerous game, so they only use dangerous animals. Like in this one, they used hippopotamus, which everyone knows is very dangerous.
They are actually kill more people a year than lions.
Crocodiles, jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
In the original ones, they also used bees.
They brought back the same rhinos, which was
monkeys.
Nice. Monkeys.
Monkeys, very dangerous animals. Everyone knows. In the first one, they hijacked a car and blew the top off with a shotgun.
Shit, I forgot about that bee story. Why did they give a bee story to a bunch of monkeys?
I don't think it was the monkeys. I think it was more the policeman. And he gets...
Nah, it was the monkeys.
He's like, it's me, Alan. And he's like, what?
That was actually quite bang on.
That's like the plot of like Jumanji. It's just like, hey, look, a game. It's me, Alan. Jumanji. That's it.
Pretty much. Oh, Stampede. Yeah, it was really good. I don't understand why the big statue had one eye. That was probably mentioned at some point. But I guess if you have two eyes and only one of the eyes has like the diamond thing in it, it's going to look a bit naff, and that's probably bad like designing at that point. You'd probably fire the guy, the architect.
Yeah, if only one of them was bejeweled.
By the way, if you haven't watched Jumanji and you're listening to this, I don't know how you're following this conversation. Go watch Jumanji. It's 2 hours, and it's a fun time. You'll enjoy it. Or you won't. I won't make you do anything, Gavin. But then please come back and watch this.
Yeah, but like that was the thing, wasn't it? It was like whoever blinds the...
No, was he going to be blind?
Yeah, because obviously his eye's gone. But like, and that's why the bad guy, Van Pelt, which was another callback, he had like one blinded eye, didn't he? It was like glossed over because he had stolen an eye.
I missed that. What happened
like an eye
to him?
for an hour, I guess. Sorry?
What happened to him when the thing went...
he disintegrated into a bunch of rats.
Right.
Because he by stealing the gem had...
He's a fucking rat, Tony.
He had control of the animals, but at a price he had was cursed or something.
Oh yeah, because he wasn't made of animals, but like at one point a scorpion came out of his throat.
I feel like he
coughed it up.
Made of animals though.
And then there was a centipede that went in his ear.
Yeah.
Which was zoomed in on and quite focused. And why? Why? Dear God, why you don't need to do that? Right, time travel. Here's the thing. There was a weird aspect of time travel in it, which is sort of touched on in the first one, but it doesn't really change much. In this one, at the start, there's a big grotty house that the kid who first played it and got sent into the game and got stuck there for 20 years. His house, I'm guessing his family went a bit cuckoo. And his house was all decrepit. And everyone calls it the freak. Yes, so the house was all decrepit and shitty. And everyone referred to it as the freak house. So it's not just the main characters, it's everybody in the town, I'm guessing. Or especially the kids at the high school who call it the freak house. They go into the game. When they win, the kid from that house gets transported back to when he left.
Which was 1996. which was 20 years. I'm assuming it was set in 2018, even though it came out last year. It was probably filmed then.
Yeah. But so he goes back, and then all of the other characters return to modern day, and then they're walking up the street, and they see that the house is fine. And he's grown up, he's had a family, his dad's not loopy anymore, and they're celebrating Christmas.
Yeah,
it's a nice character,
which is a very. I feel like that was kind of thrown in there.
That wasn't really touched on. Also, well, yeah.
But yeah, so he's back. He's got a family.
The implication being that in this time of 20 years, now an entire family exists that previously did not exist, which is a whole bunch of butterfly effect nonsense, which is just going to lead to Ashton Kutcher choking himself in the womb.
But also, if he got spat out in 1996, surely that means that he would have destroyed the game because he still had it, rather than it being at the school. And
yeah, so then
the
how
kids
did it? Oh, here we go. Now we're picking it apart.
Therefore, the kids wouldn't have gone into the game in the first place.
Maybe it's a loop thing. Though maybe that happened and he gave it up and was like, "Oh, get rid of this game and put it in like a gift shop," and the school bought it.
Yeah, but it still doesn't explain that he got kicked out because the kids were there. Because he got kicked out, the kids wouldn't have ever gone in.
Yeah.
And he was meaning that even if the kids did go in, he wasn't there. So that they probably wouldn't have been able to get back out again.
Maybe it's not a good film.
Yeah. Because in the original one, when Alan gets kicked out, him and the woman go back to 1984, I think.
Yeah.
Which is when... No, earlier than that.
Either way, they go back
60,
to...
They go back to where they came from. And they, go back as kids and begin again. And meaning that the two kids that they were with didn't go into the game.
Because that's a flaw with the first one as well. Because the reason they go into that house is because they're buying it. Because no one lives there.
Yeah.
But if Alan has that house, now it's going to get passed down to him. Or at least he's still going to be alive to be living in that house. So the kids are never going to be buying that house.
Yeah, but the kids never go into the game in the new timeline.
True.
So there's two separate timelines in that one. Or in this one, there's...
God, this is like Legend of Zelda or some shit.
They're trying to... in this one, they're trying to say that as well as the first time
I'm just really looking forward to the next film, which is 10 Jumanji Lane, which is set in a different timeline, but sort of the same one.
The Jumanji Paradox.
Jumanji Paradox. And then, what's the next one? Jumanji God Particle? Oh no, that's this one, wasn't it?
The Cloverfield Overkill, it's called, I think.
That might be it.
Overlord.
Overlord, yeah. But anyway, you were saying timelines and...
Yeah, so in the first one, he gets sucked in 1969, let's say. The kids buy the house in 1984. And
the Illuminati heard us talking about time travel and they turned off our camera.
Yes.
So there's a weird cut there. Did you notice it go off? Like I did just done it.
I feel like it had just done it, yeah.
Okie dokie. We'll carry on from your last sentence.
So, in the first film, there is two separate timelines. One of which he gets sucked into the game and the kids start playing it in 1984. And in the second timeline, he comes out of the game, he finishes the game, and gets rid of it. Maybe that's what we can talk about. We can talk about the new Solo film coming out.
Yeah, actually, that's a shout.
I was not looking forward to. I was thinking that it was going to be...
another Star Wars money grab.
Yeah, but I was still hopeful because Rogue One was one of my favourite Star Wars films that came out.
The practical effects use was one of my favourite things. And what I'm really looking forward to is it looks like they're doing the same for Solo.
It looks like they've actually done a good job of a...
Also, canonically, we're going to know how old Chewbacca is. Because before it was like, he's over 200. But he says his exact age in the trailer.
Does he?
Yeah, there's a bit where Han's like, the flying's not going well, and Chewbacca's like, and does a bunch of button stuff in the Falcon, and Han's like, how do you know how to fly this thing? And then he growls again, and then he's like, 190? You look good for your age. So, like, that'd be pretty cool seeing, because then people are going to, like, dating Chewbacca. Not dating Chewbacca. But, like, to be fair, he seems like a generous lover. Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Also, there's a nice little link with Lando saying, don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
In this business, never trust anybody. So that's a nice little link to him being a fucking dick and betraying Han Solo later on.
Do you reckon? Because they weren't friends when he went to Cloud City in the fifth one, did he? So do you reckon this is going to be like the story of how Lando like betrayed him the first time, or how he turned over Lando?
No, they are sort of.
I think they were friends, but didn't he like steal his ship or something?
No, he won it in a game, but I'm pretty sure he probably cheated.
Yeah, because it's Han Solo and he's a fucking cool ass motherfucker.
Although the way they're playing it seems like this is his first like scavenge. His first like job.
I feel like it's going to be like the beginning of a legend rather than halfway through, which it was with the Rogue One. Because Rogue One was obviously the in-between. It was supposed to be like they're just reeling from. It's been like a couple of years, but they're reeling from like Order 66 or whatever it was, and then before Luke comes along, and it's just kind of that middle ground. But this one, I feel like they're gonna just be like clean slate. We're in this universe
because literally they can just go from anywhere. Because we've never been, other than the prequels, we've never been that far forward, and we've never seen anything of Han Solo before the original, the original trilogy.
So he can.
They could do fucking anything.
They can really reimagine his character. I mean, they can't now because they filmed it, but
I mean, they've done reshoots already, so they could, if they wanted to, do it again.
Didn't they have to reshoot because the actor was really bad?
No, apparently it wasn't really bad. Apparently they just did acting, sort of tutoring with him because, like, to get him more of the character of Han Solo rather than just another actor playing Han Solo. Like, he's playing Harrison Ford playing. There's other things we can talk about. Infinity War trailer.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the trailer, but what do you think? How do you think the film's going to be? Because that comes out in
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to it because it's a Marvel film, and for better or worse, they haven't let me down.
No.
Obviously, there's been some weaker ones.
But every Marvel film has been a Marvel
consistently
film.
Marvel.
Yeah, because they've got tons of money, and like with that kind of money, you have to make a decent film, I think.
Yes.
But, and they've been doing that, the thing I'm a bit. What I've been wondering about is that in a tweet they've said that they're not gonna release the name of Avengers 4 because it spoils this one.
Yeah.
Apparently, which I've just been like thinking.
Avengers 4, Cap dies.
Yeah, but I've been thinking of it, and I've just been like, how on earth could it spoil this one? Like, unless it was like, unless it was like the fucking.
Well, people say it might be
Lord of the Rings, Return of the King kind of thing.
There's a storyline called the Thanos Imperative, which I guess would sort of spoil this one, because then you're like, oh, I guess Thanos doesn't die then.
Maybe.
But
yeah.
To be fair, they're keeping it all very close to the chest because they released that statement being like, please don't like spoil it for people who haven't seen it yet, because this is like a very. And to be fair, it is. Not even just because of the film in universe.
Watch it so we can make lots of money.
Well, no, it's not. Yes, obviously, but that's the idea for every film ever. Like, it's not just big in terms of it's like the like massive Marvel film. Like, it's the end of the story for a lot of these characters. But in terms of the history of film, it's the biggest franchise.
Yeah, it's
like
they said it was like there's that meme. There's like the biggest crossover ever, what I think, and then
yeah,
and but like no matter what anybody put, like I was just like, no, Infinity War is the biggest crossover
genuinely
ever.
like
it's got all these different characters that have all been doing.
I don't know. I think they might have been outdone literally this year. Ready Player One. By one film has just crushed the entire Marvel universe. And as Kevin Feige sat in his fucking office, he's like, shit.
Ready Player One to me seems like, hey, it's that thing from that thing, the movie. Like, I feel like you just
Yeah.
watch it going like, there's not really a story here.
I mean, to be fair, I haven't seen it.
No.
Probably won't either.
No, it feels like one of those films that I just won't, because I've never been a huge fan of Spielberg. I always find it kind of controversial.
His
But
Jurassic Park is one of my favourite films. Like the original Jurassic Park is one of my favourite films.
like he's a very good director, but the whole billion-dollar multi-blockbuster huge summer, like he even said with Ready Player One, he's like, we didn't make a movie, we didn't make a film, we made a movie. Something people could go to the cinema, enjoy for a couple of hours, and then leave.
Yeah.
And so,
Which I feel like a lot of people need to start saying, because like, oh, it's a work of art, like it's this thing, and it's just like, nah, it's just another Dwayne Johnson's in the jungle kind of film. But like,
yeah, I know what you mean. Like, but for me, I feel like if you're creating a film, there needs to be some reason behind it. Yes, if you want to entertain people, that is still the reason.
Yeah, and be honest about that.
Yeah, and clearly that's what he's doing. With Ready Player One, he's just doing it so that he can entertain people, which is absolutely fine. But if you also want to make a film that's gonna bring people to tears or send a message out about social commentary, like Three Billboards, then that's what you make the film about.
You did this in Jumanji as well, a bit about
a biting social commentary. They did.
Actually, they talked about sort of slut shaming actually, which was interesting. Wasn't expecting that. When she was like, "You don't actually know me," and I was like, "Fuck, Jack Black as a woman being slut shamed."
Yeah, it's like kink.
We're gonna have a talk after we finish this. That is kink shame the shit out of you for an hour. We'll record that as well. That'll be on our second channel. So what's the takeaway 2? Or so what's the takeaway vlogs? Should we start doing vlogging? People just start being like, do they ever spend time away from each other? And the answer is no. And like you were saying, when you're going out to make a film, be honest about why you're making it. Always don't be like, we're trying to make you cry. But don't claim that it's the biggest film ever. Which a lot of films do. The best film of 20 thingy, and you're like, you don't know that. You're being released in March.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
So just be like, this film does the job.
Yeah.
Which isn't good advertising, but people aren't going to come out of it and be like, that was not as good as I expected it to be. They'll come out and be like, the film made me cry. And it said it was going to do that. Before we do the what's the takeaway bit, I just want to say, if you've actually got this far into the podcast, thank you.
Yes, thank you
I'm
so much.
I'm a dickhead, but I genuinely appreciate it. Especially because you didn't need to.
No. Even if you were watching, we don't
I'm
do a lot. It's not like, well, fuck it, it's like an action flick. You just sat there listening for an hour. Thank you so much.
Because the majority of people...
Tell your friends.
Yeah. The majority of people I've talked to about it have said they watched the first few minutes and then, didn't. Which is, I guess, is fine to get the view. But, I genuinely appreciate it if we got this far in. Because we're not professionals, clearly. The camera's cut out at least 5 times. We know what we're meant to be doing, but we can't really do it for some reason.
No.
But no, I genuinely appreciate you getting this far in, and to people I've spoken to about it, and you're like, oh, I only got into the first 5 minutes. I'm not being sly, because you've got this far into this one, which I really appreciate. No, it's thank you for doing this. Really helps. So what's the takeaway? Remember, that is what you're watching. I know it's been a journey.
It truly has.
Just like Dwayne Johnson in Journey to the Mysterious Island.
We're both talking at the same time.
This is going to be bad for audio things. Good. Thank God it's not an audio-based thing.
So what's the takeaway? For me, the takeaway is that a film, no matter what it is, can as long as it is entertaining, and as long as it doesn't try to be something that it's not, it's fine by me. That's about it, really.
My takeaway would be never judge a book by its cover, especially if that cover comes in the shape of Dwayne Johnson's muscly bod. Because
Never judge a book by its cover unless that cover says something along the lines of Mein Kampf.
never judge a book by its cover, especially if the book cover is Jack Black but inside is a teenage girl. Ooh, wait. That sounds a bit iffy.
No,
Maybe not. Oh, God damn it.
no. The takeaway for this episode, we believe, is that the Jumanji 2, Welcome to the Jungle, not a bad film. Yeah.
Oof.
Not a bad film. Would recommend.
At least watching it once.
We plan to do more of these, streamline the process
Yeah.
a little bit.
Pick one topic to sort of stay on. Genuinely, I know you probably won't, but like, if you prefer, I know it may be a bit more, not boring, but as uninteresting to people who don't understand, less relatable than the first episode, but if you sort of enjoyed this sort of more streamlined version of it, please say, because it really does help us out, and as much help as we can get right now is like good.
Yeah.
Because then we make it better for you as well as us, and you won't stop watching it within the first 10 minutes.
Yeah. Thank you if you watched all the way through.
Yes.
If you skip to the end to try and find out just what the
takeaway
takeaway is,
then you're a fucking idiot, and unsubscribe from
then
we don't want you.
the takeaway is that you should all go subscribe to Joel Barnett and follow us on Twitter and
Instagram.
tell all your friends about this sweet new podcast.
Yeah. And if you didn't like it, we got the view anyway, so joke's on you, really. Can't take that away now.
Fuck you. We should probably do an actual So What's the Takeaway?
Did we not? The takeaway was pizza this week. Joel had a slice.
I did a single slice.
My timekeeping skills are still dog shit, so I didn't have one. Not a slice, a takeaway. I mean, for Joel, this is So What's the Takeaway. For me, this is So What's the... That was dreadful.
What a bad joke. We can't end it like this.
I'm never going to get on comedians in cars getting coffee. Namaste.
Should we just like call out there and just...
Me gulping? No,
No,
it's in there now.
It's in there.